As we continue our Crisis in the Classroom coverage, Fox Illinois is turning our attention to the upcoming consolidated general election on April 1st. School boards across the country have come under scrutiny for different policies and decisions, and Unit 4 is no exception. We're working for you to help you learn more about the candidates before you head to the polls. Joining me is Karl Geissler, one of the 11 school board candidates for Unit 4. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So my first question is, what inspired you to run for the school board, and what key issues do you plan to prioritize if elected?
Thank you. I've been a resident of Champaign since 1993, and I was working in Centennial High School as a part-time aide while working on a master's in the 90s. Went into the private sector and still employed there, working in the construction industry. But went back in 2016 and started volunteering first at Jefferson and now at Centennial. So been involved in the schools, plus having a background in construction and business management. I realized, like, especially the referendum in 2016, there were some gaping holes in the construction projects, namely Jefferson and Franklin middle schools, that should have been at least something done because they still have temporary classrooms. So I want to get back to address that, address sort of the mismanagement of the construction budget. Also, very much a believer in the strategic plan that Dr. Boozer is working, and want to continue to see that implemented. And lastly, there was a really good program for career and professional education that was sort of taken off the table in 2015. Would like to see that, especially for the young people that do not necessarily look at college as an option. So to make sure we're giving and developing programs and opportunities for them post-high school.
Okay. How do you plan to improve communication and transparency between the board, parents, teachers, and students?
One of it's just being accessible. That's not. We've had we have a couple of departing board members that have been really good about being accessible, and I'm just looking at their behavior and their model. But when it comes to transparency, I think that's sort of a misunderstood term, because you have a district of 10,000 students, and we have over 2,000 employees that, a number of them are union, and there's protections in their contract that oftentimes cloud what is being shared between board administration and the community. And there's also child protection laws that also come into place. So I think sometimes we think we should know, but there's other areas that kind of govern over that. But it's still being a steward of the community's resources and being there for all key stakeholders in our district.
Given the recent controversies surrounding this current school board, what specific steps will you take to restore trust and bring stability to the district?
We've been, we're openly, there's a group of 4 of us that we're openly been working together. I think just being that level of trust and integrity we have up to 5 new board members. So I think there's just a chance for a clean slate compared to what's happened, especially over the past 2 years. So I think just having a fresh start, being who we are as people running, we should be able to restore some of that trust.
What is one major issue you believe the current board has mishandled, and how would you approach it differently to ensure a better outcome for the community?
So in 2015, the district executed a population distribution that unfairly balanced specific neighborhoods in our community. In 2022, Dr. Boozer tried to implement a new plan that had been advanced by cooperative strategies. It was blocked. We need to go back and revisit that. We are definitely misbalanced in terms of population distribution and resources, it's harming specific neighborhoods in our community, and we need to go back. And we have a great district, but right now it's sort of become haves versus have-nots instead of being a good opportunity for all.
Many school districts are dealing with safety issues for both students and teachers. If elected, what do you plan to do to make sure our schools are safe?
We've had some challenges in our community, especially coming out of COVID. In the fall of 21, for example, we had a gunfight outside of Centennial High School where a number of students were almost locked out. Dr. Boozer came in, and that's when we started seeing metal detectors and we started seeing, increased security presence. That's a reality. So we need to first continue to make sure that our schools are safe in all neighborhoods. Some of this is community. As much as we look at the schools, it's also getting our city and our county leaders, a little bit more involved and having them take ownership for their parts of that. But overall, we have to continue to address that. Inside the buildings, there's been some work in restorative practices, but I can also see that working with the administration and with the superintendent, making sure the policies still create safe in-classroom environments for the teachers and for the students that are looking for that.
Okay. And this is my last question. If elected, will you continue to support the anti-racism policy the district has put in place?
Yes, that's part of the strategic plan, and it's to me critical that we do continue to reflect. We're a minority majority district now, so we have to accept the fact that we are diverse and that we need to be open and welcoming to all of our students. So yes, the anti-racism policy is very important.
Well, that was my last question for you. I appreciate you for coming. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to watch more videos from Fox Illinois.